In this video, I'm gonna show you how to scream like Chris Motionless. Heads up, if something here doesn't work for you instantly, don't worry about it. Everyone uses their voice differently. So just stick with me till the end and I'll show you to get more help if you need it. Okay, so the first thing is that Chris uses something called a fry scream. You can tell Chris uses a fry scream because this type of scream sounds smooth, wet, and gurgly. And that's how Chris sounds for a lot of his screams. This scream is done by closing your throat and making the tissues sputter, kind of like this. But it's happening in your throat instead of your lips. And while you're doing this, it feels like you're holding your breath instead of pushing air out. How to find your fry scream. So first, here's how to find it. Act like you're holding something heavy, like you're lifting weights, and while you're doing that, imagine that you're making this sound while you're lifting it up. In my case, I can only lift like 10 pounds before I start doing this. And when you do this, it shouldn't hurt and it shouldn't sound breathy or whispery either. If it does, then just relax and try again. You'll know it's working when you get this wet and moist sound in your throat. It should sound like static, but you should still feel in control. That's your fry scream. Now, the next step, making the tone more powerful. So now to make it more powerful, you want to push it out using your stomach and give it kind of like a little bit of a yell. Ah, like you're yelling across the parking lot to give it some power. So that'll transform your scream from to and there you go. That's the distortion that Chris Motionless uses. So the next step, we need to add some pitch to it. So in a lot of Chris's screams, he has no pitch in them at all, no musical notes. And it's kind of like white noise. Check this out. But since Chris is so talented, sometimes he screams with no pitch in them, just like the pitchless scream I showed you, but a lot of times he adds pitch to his screams, or you can call it singing with grit, where he's taking his clean singing and he adds a little bit of that fry distortion to it as a way to just, add extra angst or grit to his parts. So listen to how he does it. And you can hear how he's both combining pitch and that fry grit that I showed you, right? That's what makes his screams sound so cool and musical. So as a side warning, if you're just starting out, I really recommend learning to scream without pitch first, because if you add pitch in an uncontrolled way, then it can stress your voice out. But with that being said, here's how to do it. So the way to do this is you want to start with your no singing fry scream, and then try to sing a melody through it. And here's another way. Another way you could do this is you could first sing a regular note first, and you could choose any note, and pay attention to how that feels. And then take your fry scream from step 1 and 2 and mix those two feelings together. I'm adding that tightening sensation from the first few steps. When you want me the most, when you want me the most. But I hate that it seems you were never enough. And if any of this is hard to pull off, then that's totally normal. Just check out the free guide I left in the description that will go more in depth. So as a recap, Chris uses fry screams. Oh! And then he often sings through that fry scream at the same time so that you can hear both pitch and grit at the same time. For me, I started by learning screaming without the pitch. And then after I got comfortable with that, then I added the singing over time. Okay, so now you know how to scream like he does. What if you want to make it sound more brutal? Well, if that's you, then check out this video to find out how. Peace.